and welcome to the Roches International School of Hotel Management. We are very delighted today to welcome Mr. Malcom Turner, former Vice President of Hyatt International and Technical Services. This is our first series of leadership, and we have quite a few questions to ask Mr. Turner in regards to his wealth of experience. Mr. Turner has opened over 100 hotels during his time with Hyatt. Therefore, he's been involved in many project management. So, Mr. Turner, to start, we would be delighted to know how the industry has evolved over the past 10-15 years globally since you've been involved with all these openings of hotels.
Well, there's been a move towards standard hotels into different directions. The biggest probably event over the last 10-15 years was the development of what's known as mixed-use developments. In other words, in all the major cities where hotels are being built, it's a hotel will be part of a large complex that will have offices, it will have apartments, it will have retail, it could have a series of other uses that all come together as one product with a hotel within it. Another developments that's been interesting over the last 10-15 years was a need for a type of hotel that would service the new exclusive businessmen in the world who no longer want to be part of a big scene in a grand hotel, and hence the emergence of the boutique so-called hotel. And these hotels today, over the last 10 years, have been attached to designer names as well, because the designer names in a way managing the market of hospitality in many ways. And so you get names of designer like Bulgari, and you get Armani, and you get other names who are associating themselves with boutique hotels. And the last of one is the development of horizontal development resorts. Horizontal resorts, meaning building a completely contained resort on a large piece of land in low-rise buildings, almost like a town or a village. And the idea is for the hotel to keep the guest contained within that resort.
This is very interesting about this development over the past 10-15 years. Have you also noticed any changes in terms of technology or in terms of the environmental friendliness of constructions? I'm sure this is also something which must have changed over the past 10-15 years.
It's almost a revolution. It's more than change, right? Buildings have changed dramatically, and the old style rectangular building of a hotel, which was done in the 80s, was typical rectangular block, corridor down the middle, rooms on one side, rooms on the other, all looked the same, and the building was boring. It was just a block. Nobody wants to see that anymore. Today people want to see something spectacular architecturally, but that works inside. For that to happen, it could not have happened without the progress of technology within the industry of construction and in design. Yes, the answer is on both accounts. Technology and the environmental issues have driven hotel design to a complete new panorama over the last, I would say, the last decade, more than anything, and will go beyond more and more as the time goes by.
Mr. Turner, tell us now, how do you see the future of the hospitality? What, to your point of view, would be the hotel of tomorrow?
There is an obvious change taking place, whereby hotels are becoming more of a business. What is becoming much more important today is that a hotel is like any other business, and that the people who manage hotels have to see it from the financial aspect. Of course, the niceties have to still exist, the good service, the good food, all the rest. The hotel needs to perform financially, and the successful hotel chain will be the one that can perform financially as well as providing the expected level of service to the guest that you all learn about in a hotel school. There is a change happening, and that is really a cause of the dominance of hotel chains. If you don't go into this business thinking you're entering as a businessman, then you're going to find it hard to survive.
So, Mr. Turner, very often students, they wonder, should I work for an international hotel chain or should I work for a private hotel? Could you tell us what are the advantages or the differences between these two types of hotels?
I think the biggest difference from the aspect of how is my life as working in a hotel, in a chain, or with a private owner with no chain, is that a hotel chain, regardless of who the owner is, will have a structure in place. So an employee or an executive will feel more in a structured situation that he can become or she can become familiar with the way of operation. The owner might not have the same means or objectives or desires than that hotel operation. So an operational person would want to manage the hotel one way. With a chain, there's no danger, they will do it properly. With an owner, the owner might slightly change his mind from one day to another, or there might be some situations where for him or her, finance is everything. So rather than look at what the hotelier wants, which is provide the fine service, the good food, the wonderful room, everything spick and span with a great operation, the owner, private owner, would be more interested in bottom line, bottom line, bottom line, and would tend to probably cut areas of we say what we consider hospitality and product, as opposed to making the financial side work. So there could be a lot more pressure on the executive, hotel executive, from the owner's requirements from the financial side than from doing the job of creating a great hotel product. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm saying that, that there are different situations. But in all cases, most hotels are not owned by the hotel chain anyway.
Could you tell us what are, to your point of view, the biggest challenges a pre-opening team is facing to open a hotel, from like from getting ready to an operational aspect, and maybe challenges that as a client you would never sort of think of?
Well, for everybody who's studying hotel management and thinking of their future careers, I believe that perhaps the most exciting part of their future careers would be to live in a situation where they're part of an opening team. I think there's nothing more exciting in the hotel industry than to open a hotel to the public. To be part of an opening team is a privilege. It is a wonderful experience, and it's something that everybody should try to do during their career. The biggest difficulty for the opening team, in spite of the wonderful opportunity, is the unexpected delay. And the unexpected delay drives them into a very difficult situation, because the owner and the client is driving the hotel operation. You must open this hotel. So the operating team have that great difficulty in trying to open something that is not ready. And everybody would like to have a situation that is complete. Everybody would love to see every area in the hotel ready, the beds, the sheet, everything is on before the guests come in. It never happens, because the client cannot wait until perfection. Perfection takes years. A hotel might take 3 or 4 years operating before everything is in place and before the last picture has been put on the wall. These are the issues that perhaps are very difficult, but again are very educational. Because once you've been through that, and once you've had that hardship, and once you've had to face a situation that is not typically what you would expect in an operating hotel, it makes a better hotelier of you. It makes you more prepared for what happens in the future of your career, and hopefully more openings.
So, Mr. Turner, I would like to thank you very much for this great presentation and insight about the technical services. I'm sure the students are really appreciating your input, and we would like also to thank you for listening to this presentation. That's the end of our first leadership session, and we look forward to welcome you to a future leadership session where there will be different topics about the hospitality industry. I would just like to recap a few points that now, as we have seen, the technical services or the development of business hotel is really a domain that has evolved a lot over the past 10, 15, 20 years. In the past, that was not a job that was so much talked about in the industry, but now there is definitely great positions for graduating students. Thank you very much for listening to us, and till next time, enjoy the end of the day. Bye bye.